G'day friends, and welcome to another one of my videos. Today I'm coming to you from a bushland on the lower north shore of Sydney. This particular brook, this creek that you see, heads all the way down into Sydney Harbour, so that's where all this water ends up. We've been having some rain over the last couple of days, so there's a bit of water about, and I did get to spy on a couple of eels just actually, floating around in this water. So nice to see you again. It's been a long hot summer, and it's great to have you back again on my channel. So today obviously we're coming to you in 360, and the whole point about this video is to talk about this particular device. It's a Ricoh TA-1. It's a collaboration that I did with Audio-Technica, and it allows us to capture higher fidelity 360 sound. And the point of this video is also to capture as much as we can, so then I can do a workshop or a little how-to in my next video on how to put the sound together. Because as you realize, and maybe I've spoken to you about this in previous videos, is that when I capture the sound in 360 and then I edit it in Premiere, then I lose that 360 aural sound. So in the tutorial that I'll do next, I'll teach you how to keep that sound, and especially the one that's coming from this particular device. So treat this as a road test on the Ricoh TA-1 360 microphone. So if you want to see how that turns out, well then stick around. Alright, so it wouldn't be an Australia Day 360 degree video if I didn't incorporate some of Australia's flora and fauna. So you got the flora, so you can see it, but have a look at the fauna. So if you look and turn around and look up there, you'll see one of our beautiful orb spiders. Now we have two types of spider, the golden orb and the orb spider. They actually, weave these beautiful webs in summertime, and the golden orb one has these beautiful golden strands. Amazing. Now I love these creatures. Obviously they don't come into your house, so that's one good thing. But the other thing is that look at these beautiful webs. They actually capture some very bad creatures such as mosquitoes and other bugs. So they're doing a great job for nature and for humans as well. So the TA-1. Well, as you can see, if you kind of look down in the video, it's got a sound. Let's call it a dead kitten or dead mouse or whatever, and it's actually covering the microphone in order to cut out some of that wind sound. But unfortunately, it also shows up on the video. So for me to correct that, I'm going to have to do a lot of post editing in order to remove that. But for the exercise of showing you what it looks like with the actual device installed, I'm actually going to just leave it the way it is. Ergonomically, it's great. If you don't have the windshield on, it actually, you can only see a slight little bit of the actual microphones, which is not too bad. And I'm actually using the Ricoh stand that I bought when I was in Japan in order for it to get a nice sort of low profile look to the camera. So today's video is going to be a lot about testing the sound. Obviously what we want to do is get a lot of surround sound. I also want to make sure that I get enough variety so we can then see if it actually does have any effect on the video. Now, one of the things that I know that this video should be viewed on a, let's say like an Oculus Rift or maybe something along those lines, so then anyone moving around the actual video, all you would have to do is move your head around and sort of see the actual direction for where the sound's coming from, so you can get a better advantage of it. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to move a little bit further back, and I'm going to try to talk at the same volume level, so you can gather whether the actual microphone is picking enough detail or is actually losing a lot of information. So I use the slightly I used it for a little bit in New York when I was there last time, but unfortunately I didn't know how to edit the video. But now that I know how to do that, I'm going to take the next video and give you an example of what it's like actually to edit it. So let's see if we can move to another location and capture some other views and sound and see how that turns out. So hang around. Thanks to movie magic, we've teleported to another place in Sydney. It actually happens to be one of my favourite, most beautiful parts of Sydney Harbour. It's a place called Lavender Bay. It is home to one of Sydney's most renowned artists, a gentleman by the name of Brett Whiteley. He did some beautiful artwork. I do really recommend that you look him up and you see some of the beautiful renditions that he's actually made of this particular place. So we're walking down towards a place called Lavender Bay. Now Lavender Bay is one of these picturesque, quiet places of Sydney Harbour. It's on the lower North Shore, right near a place called Luna Park. And we're going to get some images here, and hopefully you will get some nice vision of what people do here when they're actually taking some time off. Well, hopefully you're getting some great sound and vision from Sydney Harbour. Like always, the 360 concept and the camera can actually let you pan around anytime anytime you want. You can see the Harbour Bridge on that side. You can see some revelers that could just dropped off from one of their cruises off Sydney Harbour. It's an extremely warm day today, and people are enjoying a public holiday today, which is the day off for Australia Day. That normally falls on the 26th of January, but we extended it to the Monday so everyone can enjoy a day off, and it's a beautiful day and everyone's out and about enjoying a wonderful day out. So in this road test, what I'm trying to capture is the sounds and the vision using this 360 camera. Now I've been pretty happy with the Theta V for the 12 months that I've kind of had it. But if you were keeping up to date with Ricoh's development plan, they've actually been pretty spot on as far as what they've actually planned to do with the camera. They've released a couple of firmware updates in order to minimize some of the stabilization issues that it was renowned for when it first started. It's sort of caught up with some of its competitors. And the sound was the last thing that they've actually put a lot of effort into it. They actually collaborated with this particular Audio-Technica company to develop a microphone that was capable of capturing the surround sound. Now, is this the best one out there? Well, obviously it's the best one that I know that actually has gone to the trouble of developing the actual 360 sound as well as the 360 vision. Now earlier in the video I actually said that potentially there is going to be an update. Now if you have a look at the roadmap for this particular camera, you know that it's reached the actual end of its development cycle, and the competition has caught up and it's come up with some beautiful improvements to the quality of the 4K capture. It's caught up with the stabilization, which is a big thing when it comes to these cameras. So I think pretty closely, maybe in 2019, we'll see an update to the Ricoh Theta V, hopefully the next iteration of the camera, and we can get an improvement. But is 360 dead? Is it a fad that actually has come and gone, like 3D movies and 3D TVs? We know technology is pretty fickle and it actually changes every once in a while. But I'm hoping that this technology always has a place in videographers all over the place. So hopefully there is a next version of the Theta where we can actually enjoy even better quality and even more features. Now that was Luna Park, a Sydney institution that's been around since about 1935. It's reminiscent of Coney Island and one of those other places. There's a sister park in Melbourne. The face of the clown has seen many iterations as time has gone by. I think this one is probably the least creepiest one of all the clown faces that has adorned Luna Park's entrance for a long period of time. As you can see here, you can actually catch a ferry pretty much from the other side of Sydney. If you turn around and have a look at the other side, that's Circular Quay. So you can jump on a ferry from the other side and actually it will drop you off right in front of here, where you can enjoy rides and Ferris wheels and slides and all the sort of things that you are expected to find in a particular fun park like Luna Park is. So with the Ricoh, like I was telling you before, it's given me a lot of enjoyment because I find it really easy to vlog with the Ricoh. You don't have to actually watch yourself in a little screen to see whether you're in shot or not. Obviously the 360 medium lends itself quite well to vlogging because you can actually capture yourself everywhere you are. And in post-production, you can modify the video in any which way you want to actually get the best shots. Now, speaking of that, one of the things that the Theta V has lacked since its inception has been a real powerful software. Now, they tend to have concentrated on giving people software that can instantly share images and videos straight to social media. But unfortunately, that lends itself to some limitations in editing and post-production. Because some of the other cameras, the Insta-1X for example, allows you to modify the videos on the fly and create actual movies from your mobile device. And if I had something on my wish list for the Theta V, would be something along those lines, so that it actually, the software actually does improve in the next version in order for users to make those modifications on the fly. But from a quality perspective, I've been pretty happy from the day it actually has come out. Now here we are underneath the Sydney Harbour Bridge. It's a view that you don't get to see too often, but if you have a look up there, and if you can hear that sound, that is the actual train as it actually crosses over the Harbour Bridge. It's been an institution of Sydney for quite a long time, and just a month or so ago we actually had the fireworks, the New Year's fireworks shooting off from up there. Now it is quite windy under here, so hopefully the sound shield is doing its job. Now the tripod isn't doing a good job. It's actually getting pushed by the actual wind, and I'm actually holding it steady with my hands. But if you look towards the other side here, I can actually see the ferry coming across from the other side and ferrying people across. So the question is would you buy the Ricoh Theta V today? Given the fact that there are so many others out there in the market. Now, I know from a price perspective, this particular camera has always been in the mid to high sort of range, but I can actually say that the quality of the video and the actual connectivity between the camera and the mobile devices is actually well worth the money. It's been a true and tested technology that's proven to be quite good since its inception. So I could still recommend it if you want something that you know it's going to work out of the box and that it's going to do what it's doing right now, which is capturing some beautiful 360 images and 360 sounds right here. If you're interested in sort of a more technical delivery of 360, higher quality, actually more clarity, and then obviously in the end better production quality, you know, I would really wait to see what else Ricoh has coming further down the line. Or I would recommend some of the other cameras out there, specifically in the GoPro range, but as well as in the Insta360 range. Now they really have become, by the end of 2018, the actual front runners in the portable end user 360 camera devices. So I wouldn't look past those particular devices. Okay, so what happened? Well, I'm going to put this on the wish list for Ricoh, but maybe an LCD display that clearly shows you how much battery you got left. So I obviously ran out of battery. The video got cut like while I was doing my sign off. But here I am back at the bush on the way home, and my last thoughts about the Ricoh Theta with the T1 adapter, TA-1 adapter. Look, the design of it is really great. I think apart from the windshield sort of sticking out like on the bottom part of the actual video, everything else is quite thoughtfully designed. Everything from adding a little space so you can plug a USB battery. I'm actually running it off a USB battery now. But that little LCD screen that gives you an indication of where you're at with the battery would be awesome. So let's hope that 2019 brings us a new toy and there's an update to the Theta. So this would probably be my last Ricoh Theta video. I'm hoping to start investigating some of the other cameras on the market in 360 over 2019. So I'm hoping that you found these useful and you get to enjoy the Theta as much as I do. So if you want to see a tutorial on how to put this sound together so you can hear this beautiful surround sound, well then stick around with my channel. Make sure you hit the bell icon and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And until the next time, ciao for now.